Hi friends, hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Martyna, and today I want us to continue with this collage masterboard that we made, I think last week in a video or last weekend. I will of course have the video linked for you below. So today I want to cut up this masterboard and make some ephemera. I honestly don't have a plan yet. The only thing I want is to just have some smaller pieces and have a nice relaxing collage time with you guys. And so I am also going to continue to give you guys some of my favorite tips when it comes to collaging. And today we are going to be focusing more on focal points, how to choose them, how to make them pop from the background, how to add even more collage bits that will emphasize your focal point instead of make it less visible, just things like that. And so even if you don't have a masterboard, even if you have not made one, you could use just a piece of scrapbooking cardstock or digital paper that you like as a base for your tags and journaling cards that we are going to be making today. And you could use those tips on any sort of paper, any sort of background. So the only thing that I did off camera with this masterboard is that I distressed, no, I don't know why this is turning blue in my camera, but this is just white gesso. That's weird. I will have to work with this camera a little bit and figure out the white balance. But this is just white gesso. So I have a piece of packing paper, just brown packing paper. And when I was working on the front of the masterboard, I got some gesso. Excuse me, I got some gesso splatters on this side, and so I decided to embrace it, to go with it, add more, add some coffee, add some splatters, stamping, and so this is what we have here. Now this is still okay to write over. The gesso is white, so a black pen would work great. The stamping is quite faint as well. So yeah, so this is what I did. And first, I think I want to cut down this masterboard to smaller pieces. And I hope my paper trimmer is going to, let me put those scraps away for now. I hope my paper trimmer is going to be okay with this, because this masterboard turned out a little bit thick with all of the layers, which I personally love because it gives me a nice sturdy base for my cards. But also, you guys, what I wanted to show you, look how, if we just fold it, of course this is too long, but look how cool a journal cover would be made with this collage masterboard. So, you know, just a thought. If you don't want to cut your masterboard down, if you want to keep it as a one piece, then I think that that a journal cover would be just perfect to make. Okay, so how about first I cut a strip like this at 6 inches. So I would like to have a sort of like a 4x6 journal card section here, which we could then make into tags. So let me cut at 4 here. I love this, by the way, I love this paper cutter. I've had it for years. Now I do want to get a guillotine sometime, like this, you know, you just put the blade down. But this one with the rotary blade, I've had it for years and I haven't had any problems with this. And I, for how much I cut with it, oh, this is almost perfect. For how much I cut with it, I haven't had the need to change the blades or anything like that, so that's great. Okay, so now I thought I could maybe cut a couple of pieces, let's say at 2 inches, to have maybe 2 pieces like this, so longer and narrower, and either I would turn them into maybe those long cute tags, or maybe we could make belly bands with those. Like I have no idea yet, you guys. I have no idea what I want to do with them. And then how about I actually cut one more like this, so 2 inches, but then I turn it around and cut maybe like little squares. How wide is this? This is almost 7, so I could have maybe one bigger, so about 2.5, because I wanted to try to make little clusters with those pieces. So I'm cutting them in those irregular shapes. As you can see, each one of these is slightly different, and I am keeping them the backside up still, just for the surprise. I love the moment when I turn it around and have a peek at what we've got. So this is now 6, so let's cut it. Also, just one more thing, you guys. I also thought that we could perhaps use a collage masterboard like it for end pages for a junk journal. So there are so many things that you guys could make with a collage masterboard like this. I want to make some ephemera, so I decided against it, but honestly, when we turn this book into a journal, when we turn it into a journal cover, I might still make a bit of a collaged end pages, something like that. So here I'm cutting at 3 centimeters, and now we could either have those 2 big like long and tall pieces. So this here is our 4x6 card. Actually, I love it. I think this would make a great tag. So let's have those 2 bigger ones. And if we wanted to add them to our journal here, I think they would be quite perfect, right? Because they fit within the cover. But then we would have probably some topper which would stick out on top here. So I think I'm happy with what we have. And now we can reveal our pieces. Okay, so here is this one. I love this this piece. This one was just from some cardstock that I used to punch out some stars, and I love the texture that it gives. And here is our other tag, our journal card. I love all of those little pieces and those just grungy bits. Here are our 3, oh, these are perfect, our 3 little pieces that I think I want to use as make little clusters out of those, and then perhaps use them to decorate envelopes or pockets, something like this. So we have those 3, so that's great. Then our 2 long ones. Oh, I love them. I love them. And so these could be either belly bands. Are they? Yes, they are a perfect size, actually. I didn't measure it. And I also don't know if I'm going to use them for this particular journal, but I think some of them I will, because this is all part of this Use Up a Whole Book series. So today we are still going to be using some book pages from this, among other things. And also, if you guys remember, I used some of those book pages, like whole book pages, in the background here for the background of my collage masterboard. So these would be perfect as belly bands, and I would probably just add some interest here, maybe something peeking out from there. And then we have our 2 4x6 cards, and these are gorgeous. I love them. And also, just I want to say that you guys, if you don't want to add anything like any focal points, anything else to your collage masterboard pieces, if you like it as it is, that's totally fine, because there is already so much interest in a card like this. I do want to add something, and when you add something, you have to be okay with covering some parts up, because of course you are going to put something over, which is completely fine by me, because in this case I am treating my collage masterboard as a background to then build upon. I love this little piece. This one is so cute. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to start with is actually, maybe I will trim this here a little bit, because I have a little bit of this cardstock peeking through, and this kind of gives it an unfinished look. So I think I will start with going to my sewing machine and stitching around all of those pieces, just because for now they look like pieces cut from a collage masterboard, right? They look unfinished. What the stitching, and I will also ink around, will do, it just will add this a bit more of a finished look. And so yeah, so I think I'm going to stitch, and then we are going to have some fun with collaging. Okay, I'm just finishing inking around everything. I've stitched through all of the pieces. Obviously, this is not an obligatory step. Everything is glued down well. If you have crafted alongside me in the video where we made the collage masterboard, nothing should be coming up, so I am only using the machine stitching as a decoration. Okay, and then what I would like to start with when it comes to decorating these is choosing a focal point, and then when I have the focal point and I know what it is and where it goes, then I would like to choose the pieces that will go around it or underneath it and will help it stand out from the background. So let's see what we have. Okay, so we have those two longer pieces. I decided to go with two tag shapes. One of these three 4x6 cards and one of these. Then I decided to actually cut one of these into roughly 3x4s. I mean, this one is obviously thinner, this one is wider, so I just eyeballed it, but I wanted to have some smaller pieces as well. I think these, if we were to use them in this journal, this would make such a cool little pocket. So maybe we could decorate them kind of horizontally. Of course, these larger ones could also be pockets, but maybe glued down excuse me, like this, and then we would have this. Or of course, if you are making a larger journal, this one is actually quite small, so this would work as well. So here are my little clusters, and yeah, let's see what we could choose for our focal points. So what I think I want this journal to be is I want it to be grungy botanical or grungy floral, something like this. So like I mentioned in my previous video, I've been obsessed with combining grunginess with my florally you know, more, I don't know, more delicate, I guess, style. I think these two work really well together. So I should have here, where did I put them? Oh, here they are. I should have some, these are my fussy cut elements. Here are some, a book page. I also have this book, which we used, I think, in the previous video, where we also could perhaps find some smaller images, because I really like this book. This is again the complete handbook of garden plants by Michael Wright. And I love it because it has those small images, so these would be perfect for our smaller pieces, so we may use this as well. But let's maybe start with what I can find here from things that I already have cut, and let's see if something works. Where's this one? Okay, this could perhaps work here. So let's put it there for now. I also have this one. So those long and thin one. Oh, I like this because I think the colors work really well together, and I definitely need to figure out something about those colors of my camera, because I feel like when there is something super white, like the edges of these flowers, it just decides to turn them blue, and I do not like it. Okay, how about this would work well if we were going sort of this way, but I have these, like I have this little fragment here which says beachy, and the text kind of looks nice this way, so I think with this one I'm going to use it like that. But perhaps here, and we could have like a tag spot or a little journaling card, because of course we have the backgrounds ready to be used as journaling cards. What else do we have? Well, I think I would need some bigger ones to stand out from the background on those bigger cards. So let's see if I have something. Actually, I have a lot of small ones. How about this one, this little one here, maybe here, that could work, or maybe on one of the clusters actually. So let's leave it like that. What else do I have here from those small ones? How about something like this? Maybe if we added some things underneath it to again make it stand out. This one might be too big for my liking. How about this here? I think I still like this one better. What about this one? This one would need to be cut a little bit more, like all of those white parts, but this could potentially work maybe in this one. How about, oops, I think I was out of frame with the last one. Sorry about that. I tried to make sure everything fits. I have a lot of things here. How about this? Maybe it's a nice image. This pretty one. Could it perhaps work on one of those larger pieces? Yes, I think so. Also this one. I really like the purple. maybe not. Okay, I think I'm happy with my choices now, so I choose this one. On this card, I think I want to have those two. This one here, it's going to be nice and delicate. I just have to cut out those bits. This one, I love the contrast of the colors. This one, and then on the other small ones, I'm not going to choose yet. We're going to look through the book in a moment, but first let me just start. So maybe I will start with a few where I already have so maybe those three where I already have flowers that are good to go. I don't have to cut down anything. So maybe let me first ink around those flowers a little bit. Not too much and not too dark, because I like how, because I left the white outline when I fussy cut them, they do stand out from the background already, but then they are a bit too bright for my eyes, so I do want to vintage them up just a little bit. And I am of course using the Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. So how is everyone? How are you guys? I am filming this video on a Saturday, and I am hoping that I'm going to be publishing it on Saturday as well, if nothing goes wrong with like any technical issues, then it should be up today. So do you guys have any weekend plans? Today we are, well, I and Zuzia, we are staying home because it's really hot outside. It's again over 30. And we have the air conditioning finally. So this has been such a game changer. I adore it. We've had it for like a week, and I already don't know how we could have survived in this apartment without it, honestly. It's incredible. So like I feel no need to go outside into the heat. Darek is actually going for a short bike ride with his friend. Bless him, he's going at like 2 a.m. 2 p.m. of course, but it's like the hottest hour of the day, I feel like. So he definitely isn't as bothered by the heat as I am. Oops. Excuse me, just needed to grab my scrub. Okay, so now what I would like to do is find some papers first, because, okay, so my background here, the way I constructed the masterboard, I made it with papers only. Sometimes when I am making a masterboard, I will add some other textures on the masterboard itself, so like fabric scraps or lace or something like that. Here I only have paper. And so what I would like to do, maybe I will just, while I'm talking, I will fussy cut this white bit a little bit. What I would like to do first is choose some paper scraps to go kind of underneath my image, or around it, but then I also really want to add some more texture to the tags, to the cards, to the ephemera pieces, by adding maybe some lace scraps and maybe even some hand stitching to some of those, maybe little crosses, something like that. Don't know yet. Like I said, I obviously don't have any plan yet for these ephemera pieces, but I'm sure we will figure something out. Okay, so for texture, I think something like this, which is a tea bag, which I dried, emptied out tea. I drank some kind of fruit tea, so this has, not sure if the camera is picking it up, but this has a little bit of a pink color undertone to it, and then I spritzed it with coffee, so it's a bit more grungy, so I think it would be nice to add some more texture. I also have some of these scraps, so these are nice and crinkly scraps from deli paper like sandwich paper, something like that. And I was just recently having some fun with a jelly plate, and then when I had like I have some prints here. When I had these pieces, this one is actually copy paper, but when I used my deli paper, I just cut these off, these white edges, and then I distressed them with coffee, with some other media, and then some of them I stitched, some of them I tore into smaller pieces. So I think this would be nice as well, because one more thing is that with the collage masterboard, I actually glued everything down with gel medium, so it's pretty much flat. I have some bits coming off here, which is nice, but other than that, it's all flat. So when I put something like this here, even though the colors are similar, it already gives, and I can just, you know, fold some of this like that, it already gives a nice texture, and it does not get lost in the background. I have some of this, which we used in the last video when we made the pockets, which is a nice, very nice packing paper. Again, gives nice texture. Maybe I will pull some of those small scraps. Maybe we could, this is like handmade paper. This could also give me some nice texture. This is some of this paper here, a scrap of a packing paper that I used, but because this one is not distressed and this has some other media on it, it also would look nice. It would look cohesive, but still it would stand out from the background. Do I want to use some of these? Maybe not, because I already have some stitching, and I don't want to have too much, perhaps. Another tea bag. This one is more neutral in colors without the pink sheen to it. This is a tissue which I used to dab some coffee. I have some vellum paper and some more vellum with just some stamps, and again, this is white, by the way. Usually when you see this weird blue color, it's going to be white. Maybe some corrugated cardboard, again nice for texture. Then we could have some music paper, maybe some doily, some embossed paper. Alright, so let's try to work with what we have, and let's see if we can actually make some interest or add some interest to those pieces. Now I also should have somewhere, I have this little pouch where I put tiny scraps of lace and fabric, and so maybe we can do something with those as well. So whenever I have something left from projects, I just put it into this pouch, because in my gold leaf trim, of course, in my bigger boxes, these little pieces can just easily get lost. How about this? Maybe even something like this, so it doesn't have to be lace. We can use some fabric pieces as well. So let's just add some distressing to those pieces. So we have this one. Perhaps we could ink around this. This is quite flimsy, this paper. Maybe where the tears are, the tears and the folds. So what I like to do is I like to position my focal point where I want to have it. So in my case, kind of in the middle, but maybe a little bit more to the right, and then build up some interest with the pieces that we've chosen. Let's go with this tea bag for here. So maybe just a scrub like that. How about a little bit of the corrugated cardboard? Would it work here? I think it would. I think it would. Okay, before that, maybe I could add some gold. So I'm going to use this gold wax and add some just lightly with my finger over those folds to make them stand out nicely. Yes, love it. And it would go kind of like here. So of course, when adding dimensional elements like this corrugated cardboard, I'm just going to rub my finger here, because of course you can never have too much gold. With adding those more dimensional pieces like the corrugated cardboard, it's you know, it's important to remember that you are adding bulk to your piece, to your ephemera, to whatever you choose to use this card or tag for. So I think, you know, I think I'll just start gluing things down, because why not? So this piece I'm actually going to glue down with glue stick because it's quite thin, and I am not gluing this time. So in the last video I told you guys that when you are making a masterboard, it is important to glue down the edges well, because when you cut your pieces you don't want anything coming up. Now, this is not perhaps as true to adding layers of collaging, because when you don't glue those edges and when you have them like that, they create little shadows, they create more texture, and this is kind of what I'm looking for here. Oops, this is so sticky. My fingers are okay. I think I will add some glue here because this paper bag is super thin. Alrighty, let me position my flower. Yes, I am loving this. So this piece of corrugated cardboard will go somewhere here. And how about this piece of lace? Could we add it somewhere, and where would it look nice? So another thing that I like to do, maybe let me glue this down, is I like to position my collage pieces underneath my focal image, but also, you know, kind of around it. So just looking for those spaces where I could add something, and adding interest where I can. So again, of course, we are covering up some of the background that we made, but that's what I wanted to do from the start, so it doesn't worry me. Okay, so it would go somehow like that. Now, do we want any more, like maybe a piece like this? No, I don't think it would look nice in this case. How about a piece of embossing paper, maybe a smaller one? Embossing paper, embossed, embossed paper. Oh yeah, I like it here. Let me ink up the edges. This is again a very thin paper. I just ran it through my embossing machine with an embossing folder, and it did tear a little bit, this paper, but it doesn't matter because it was already a scrap and I knew I wanted to use it for collage purposes. And now Zuzia is here. Darek left, so she of course left her spot in the living room and now she came here. I really want to add some fabric to here, but I do want to focus on the spot kind of in the around the image. I think this looks nice because we already have so much going on with the background that I really want to leave the background kind of as it is and not add more. Of course, you can definitely, even if you have your collage masterboard ready and you've already cut it up, you can still add to it. There are so many things that could still be added to a masterboard like this. But for this project I am choosing to kind of focus with my collaging around the image. At least for now. I may still change my mind. Alrighty, how about perhaps a little bit of this? Or is this going to be too much? But you know, when is gold leaf trim too much for me? Probably never. That's the answer. I love it so much. I absolutely love it, and I love the fact that not only it's this beautiful shiny gold, but also it's fabric. So again, texture. So texture is definitely what I'm looking for in my collages always. Looking for different types of paper, looking for different materials that I can add. So I think here would be good. Maybe I could actually add some more gilding wax to this piece here so that I make those folds. Yes. And the edges of the papers stand out a little bit more. Yeah, oh, I love it. I love it so much already. Alrighty. And let's see. Yeah. I think this is lovely. I love how this turned out. Now I am going to add, so first let's glue this, but I am going to add some sort of a topper to this tag. And we could do a few things with a topper. So we could add an eyelet, and again, an eyelet is metal, different texture, and we could then put some thread or twine through it, or ribbon. We could stitch, use some machine stitching and add some lace maybe or something like that. We could also staple something, and I am kind of thinking maybe I would staple something to the top here, because staples again, they give such a nice texture, and I do love using staples honestly in my junk journaling. Okay, now I'm going to give it just a few seconds so that it grips. Also, I was thinking maybe some hand stitching, maybe some little crosses, something like that. I could have maybe a couple here and here, so on a diagonal line. Now, do I want to use this? This is very dark. Let's see. Let's see what else I have in terms of embroidery thread. Okay, let's check this box and see. What do I have that would match? This definitely not. I have white, which is probably too white. Ooh, maybe this green. Maybe this green, maybe this could be like my accent color for these, because I was also thinking something brown. Like this for me is too much. It's a bit too black, too dark. I also have this brown, and it could work as well. Maybe the green would be too much, but then I do want it to be like a botanical themed journal. So let's put these aside. This one is a gorgeous color, kind of like a salmon one, and it could work perhaps, but just not for this particular one. I have something like this. This is kind of like grayish purple, which also would work with this particular image, but maybe not. Let's decide between those two. This one would definitely be more subdued, and I would like it just would fit. It wouldn't pull too much attention to it. This one, I'm afraid, might be a bit too in your face, especially when I have all of those more neutral colors. Okay, so I think I'm going to try to go with this one and see how we go. If I don't like it, then I can always just remove the thread and try with a different color. Now I obviously need to thread this through my needle eye. Is it? Yes. So let's see. I think maybe I would like to have a low cross here, and I think I will start from the outside. Or from the back side rather. And now perhaps here would be a good spot, and here. And they are of course going to be super wonky, but I do like it. Okay, now I think my other one could go here. It looks so cute. So of course, because I already have the backing on my tag, some of this is going to be visible here, and perhaps take a bit away from the writing space, but on the other hand, it just adds a bit of a interesting texture on the back as well, doesn't it? Okay. So this is really cute. Do I want maybe one more here and then one here? So I start from the top so that I know where to put my hole, but then I go through the back, and I can already see that we are at 40, almost 45 minutes of filming. So I don't know how much we are going to be able to do today, but I definitely would like to continue. I so admire those crafters who can do like heaps of ephemera in one video. I don't know how they do it. I can barely, as you can see, make one piece. Okay, maybe we could tie these here actually. Why not make a knot on the back here? And yes, and this adds a bit of an interest here. Maybe I will make this slightly shorter, but other than that I like it. So here is what we have. Yes, I'm happy with the choice of the thread because it definitely does not take away from the background. And maybe I can use this scrub because I just need a tiny bit more. And what I meant to say is it does not take away from not the background, but the focal point. It kind of becomes a part of a background. Not from the inside, from the back side. If you guys would prefer me to kind of make cuts in my videos, like maybe when I'm doing something like this and it's you know, oh no, it's taking time, but it's nothing, you know, I guess very important because I am repeating what I'm doing here a few times, doing just the same thing. Please let me know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I feel like editing videos might take away a little bit of my enjoyment of making them because it's a lot of work. It's not something that I enjoy, but I also want you guys to enjoy the videos. So maybe it's a format that you very much preferred, then please let me know and I can figure something out. Okay, so we have those two cute little like embellishments, and then here's what we have. I love it. I honestly love it. So maybe we can actually make one more together. Maybe we can fit two in an hour's time. So let me perhaps add a bit more of the same scraps. How about this piece of the corrugated cardboard somewhere here? Maybe I could use this bit. Where's my gold wax? And again, I will just clean my finger here. Yeah, love it. Let's take a piece of this tissue or this is like a paper towel that I used to dab some probably coffee away. Okay, so it's really quite hot in my room. My room is the farthest in our apartment from the aircon, so it doesn't really get much of it. And this is, of course, this is wax, so it's going to melt when it's hot, but I think it's fine. How about a piece of this? Because we have some pieces of this, of the same paper in the background, just more distressed. I think I would like that, maybe somewhere else. Or maybe not. That can also be just too much. Maybe it is too much. Maybe let's stick with neutrals. So then how about, oh, let's try this vellum. Vellum is nice because while this one has some things on it, it also doesn't cover up the background completely and can again be a nice textural addition. Okay, and then I think I would like to maybe add a piece of the same thin paper that I used on the other one, and just maybe fold these edges, tear them a little bit, distress them with ink, and then I will add some gold. So let me start actually gluing down all of those pieces. So again, working around my image. This one could go here. Maybe I actually want the vellum piece. Now vellum, I like to stick it with double-sided tape, the best. So I will take a piece. Again, I'm not going to the edges. Maybe we could actually, crumple up this piece of vellum and then use ink over those cracks to make them stand out more. Yes, I like it. And then I have a torn bit here, which is great. So how about here? And it stands out from the background nicely. Then I would have perhaps now would it be too much? How about if we just stack? Yes, I think I don't want the tissue. So sometimes less is more, for sure, especially when you've spent a lot of time building up your background and you don't want to necessarily cover it up. Just add something to it, a little bit of something. Yes. And so this will go here like that, which I like. Now let's think about maybe adding some lace or something textural. Maybe I could cut a piece of this. This is very delicate. So this could actually work. How about I add just a little bit of vintage photo to it, and I do like it. Oops, you stay there. Okay, let me just try maybe to glue down those edges of the vellum. It's quite thick and quite stiff. I want to make sure that my flower is going to be able to stick to that. Yes. Let's then add some gold to the edges that are sticking out, like we did on the other one. Okay. And then I think we are ready to add the flower now. Oh, I did have, excuse me, some gold leaf trim. Maybe I could add just the tiniest bit here as well. So maybe just 2 or 3 leaves. Let's go with 2 because the third one is kind of coming apart. And where would I want it? Would I want it down here, like on the other one, or maybe here? Maybe up there, actually. It's a great way to use up your scraps too. And I have been working on kind of sorting, excuse my voice, maybe I will take a sip of coffee. I have been working on sorting out my scraps recently. Oh yes, I love it. And yeah, it just showed me how much I have, how many scraps I've accumulated and kind of keep accumulating with every single project that I do. Oh my goodness, and I completely forgot now that I was also supposed to be using the book pages that the book pages from the book that we want to use up pages. Well, still we have them in the background, so I am counting this project as one of those for which we are using this particular book. But I wanted to add something more. Still, we have a lot of ephemera pieces to go. So maybe, you know, maybe we could incorporate the book more in. I probably make another video with those. Okay, I love it. Let me just work on some of those paper edges here so that they stick out a little bit. I don't want everything glued down perfectly. I want some torn edges. Okay, and now I think I will add maybe just a couple of those hand stitches as well. So this is how this one looks. So I added my crosses. I also stapled a piece of the same lace that I have here, and I hope you guys can see all of the different layers. I really love it. And then I have this one. Also just stapled a little bit of the same lace here to stay consistent. We have all of those little 3D pieces. So I love it. One last thing I believe they need are some splatters. And I'm thinking gold and white. So I'm going to use again this painted paper for my background because I'm okay with adding some splatters here. So I think I'm going to go with white splatters because there is already a lot of gold here. So I'm going to use watered down gesso. You could also use some watered down acrylic paint perhaps. And I don't know where my paint palette is. So I'm just going to use some piece of plastic packaging. So I'm going to add some gesso to it and then add some water. And let me find a brush that I would like to use with them. Maybe this one. I think I used this one last time. So a fanned brush, I think, is the best brush for splatters, but mine, I have one and it is huge, so I don't really want to use it. I also don't want this too watered down, so I hope this will still give me nice opaque. Maybe I will add just a tad bit more gesso because I want nice opaque splatters. But then if it's too thick, then my splatters are going to be huge. So, you know, that's a balance. Let's see first. Okay, I think they are going to be fine. Maybe this could use a little bit excuse me. A bit more water, to be honest. Because when it's too thick, it also doesn't like to splatter that well. Okay. Oh yes. Now it's splattering. So I'm going kind of this way with the splatters, and let's use that on the small one as well. Probably still could use a bit more water. That should be better. Yeah. Again, this paintbrush isn't the best for that, but we work with what we have. We work with what we have. Okay, so this one looks like that, and then I am also going to just splatter some over this page. So that I don't waste the gesso. And I actually love how it looks now with the splatters. I really like this painted paper, or this jelly plate paper, which I stenciled over with some paint. So there is that, but it's not our project. Our project is here. And where's the other one? Here. Okay, so we have two little pieces of ephemera, and I really love them. I really love them. I love using those tiny paper scraps to just add interest behind my focal point, and to add a lot of texture to what previously was just a flat, just a flat piece of packaging paper with a lot of other flat pieces of paper collaged over it. So yes, so thank you so much for crafting with me today. Now I know we haven't done a lot of pieces, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video nevertheless, and maybe while I'm talking I can add just a couple bit more of these splats. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the video nevertheless. I will make part 2, I think, so actually it's going to be part 3. This is already part 2 to the collage masterboard video. So I would like to make part 3 when we finish up some more of those pieces. I'm actually thinking maybe one of these, when we are finished and we are ready to make the journal, maybe one of these could actually serve as like a cover piece with some, we could add, I don't know if I have any on hand, but maybe like a vintage handkerchief, or maybe some like lace. Well, this is obviously too white, but something like that, and we could have, I don't want maybe something big like this because the green is just too pretty in my opinion to cover it up, but maybe something like this. I don't know, I don't yet know what I want to do with this when it comes to creating a journal. But yeah, thank you so much for crafting with me today, you guys. I am wishing you the very best weekend, or if you are watching it during the week, an amazing week, and I will speak to you guys very, very soon in the next video. Bye.